Alright, so we covered lists in the previous tutorial, and I said that they're versatile, they're sequence, and they're mutable. Now, there's another container type that's also versatile and widely used in Python, which is not a sequence, but it is mutable. So, if you're wondering, well, if it's not a sequence, how do we access the objects contained in a dictionary? Well, we access them by a key. This is called mapping in programming. So now instead of the object having index location, they have a key to represent the value. All right, so let's take a look at a dictionary. We're going to create one here, and we're going to create a variable a, and our dictionary, which is indicated by curly braces. That's the one above the square bracket on your keyboard. And on the left hand side we have the key, all right, and then a colon, and then on the right hand side we have a value, and then we have curly braces to close it out. So here's the key, and this is what we call to get the value. This is the actual value, and this is the key. All right, so let's go ahead and create another dictionary where we can work with some examples. So this one I'm going to call, let's call it person. All right. In here we're going to have a key first name. Oops. Colon. So our key's first name. Then we're going to have the person's first name. So we'll say Joe. All right. And then a comma separates objects, just like in a list. Well, with the dictionary, they separate objects as well. And then we're going to have the last name. And Joe's last name will be Smith. And then a comma, then age. Oops. That's got to be a string. Age. So age is another key, and our value is going to be 34. Alright. Now, if we call person, I want you to take notice of something. We put it in as first name, last name, and age. Alright. Well, when we called the dictionary, it returned to us last name, age, first name. So it's not in the same order that we put in. Hence, that it's not a sequence. So it doesn't matter which order it's in, because we're going to access it via the keys. Once again, key, value, key, value, key, value. Alright. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we access some of our values here. And we do it the same way we did slicing, just a little different. Slicing of lists in Python, I should say. So person, and then square brackets. Instead of calling the index number, because if I call the index number 0, I'm going to get a key error, because Python doesn't know what 0 is. So we got to go with the key. So person, square bracket, and then we'll do age first. All right, square bracket, and we get the age of 34. So that's pretty easy, right? So let's do person. Oops, square bracket, and we'll do last name, and we get Smith. So as you can see, when working with keys and values in the dictionary, it can be very easy to access data. So if we're working with a list that has hundreds of objects in it, it's going to be a little difficult to find a certain object that we're looking for. But if we're working with like a person, say we have students, we got their first name, their last name, their age, the date of birth, their phone number, their email, and all that stuff. If we know the keys, then we can easily pull that data. We can be like, hey, person, who are we looking for? Let's go for their first name, like this, and pull that, and we get Joe. All right, sweet. All right, so we can find that information a lot quicker in dictionaries versus lists. Lists, we would need to know the actual location of it, all right, to actually slice it out or call it. Now, there's ways to change information in a dictionary, just like we did with lists. So let's go ahead and change Joe's last name to Martin. So we'll do person, square bracket, last name, square bracket, and we're just going to reassign it. So assignment operator, and then another string, and we're going to say Martin. Alright, then we'll call person, we'll take a look at what it does. It returns last name Martin. Alright, nothing else has changed. It just removes Smith and injected Martin. So that's pretty cool, right? Let's change the age. Let's go ahead and do person, square brackets, age, square brackets, assignment operator. Let's not do assignment operators this time. Let's do plus equal 1. Alright, so what we're going to say is we're going to add 1 to the age that we currently have. So the plus equal sign is plus 1 and then reassign it. That's what that is. Alright, so again, hit return, and we'll call that dictionary. And now we got last name Martin, age 35, first name Joe. Alright, so what we just did was basically added a new age, or added 1 to Joe's age there. Now we can also remove an item or a value and a key, and we do that by using pop again. So we do person and then dot pop, which is a method, and we're gonna remove age. So we call the key to remove it, and we hit return, and then we type person, and you can see we removed the age from there. But say, that was a mistake. Now we want to add age back in. So how we add something, instead of using the pen that we use in list, we use something a little different. It's just like assigning up here the last name and Martin. We do the same thing. We do square brackets, age, square brackets, assignment operator, and then it's an integer, so we don't need to make it a string, and we'll say 35. Now we call person again. Boom, there we go. We added an age to the dictionary. So we're going to cover dictionaries in full in its own section because they're very versatile, and like I said, they're widely used, and there's a lot we can do with them. So they deserve their own section, and we're going to discuss them. And I'll show you a lot of cool things you can do with dictionaries in that section. So if you have any questions from what you learned about dictionaries so far, let me know. If not, I'll see you in the next tutorial when we talk about tuples. See you then.